just heard the news that Mac Miller passed away of an overdose, and in this video I just wanted to share with you some of his most powerful lyrics about creating an epic and meaningful life. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, RIP Mac Miller. Let's share some of his favorite lyrics. Alright, number one, this is from his song Conversation, Part 1. He says, "Swear your life is basic, all you do is sit around the house, get faded, that ain't entertainment. Yeah, you missing every single shot you ain't taken. Hey kid, you can use a little bit of your imagination. It can do you right, improve a life you busy wasting. Said it's your money if you make it." Love that last part. You missing every single shot that you ain't taken. Hey kid, you can use a little bit of imagination. It can do you right. Improve a life you busy wasting. Said it's your money if you make it. And that's how most of us are living. We're literally sitting back thinking about the worst thing that could happen if we go the path less traveled and we decide that we're going to create our dreams and make them a reality. And we're wondering what's the worst that could happen. And like he said, you're missing every single shot that you're not taking. And you can use your imagination. Most of us are using our imagination actually in a negative way all the time. We're negatively imagining the worst that could happen. The worst that could happen if you start to do your thing. Like, he could have been imagining the worst that could happen, like if he started putting his music in the world as a 15-year-old kid when he started putting his work out, right? And that could have stopped him. You know how many amazing, like, there's something unique inside of you. And you might just be using your imagination in the wrong way. So the question to ask is, what's the best that can happen? All right, second is off of his song, Live Free. And he says, they're gonna try to tell you no, shatter all your dreams, but you gotta get up and go. Think of better things. Live free. So in this channel, I always say when someone says no, you say next. So when I was trying to build my career doing what I do today as an author and speaker and stuff like that, I was a 19-year-old kid at the time. No one would publish me, and I had to fill my car up with my self-published books and go sell them, knock on people's doors. I was selling them at farmers markets next to some dude selling kale, and I got told no all the time. Like, people are like, "Oh kid, like, what do you know about life?" And I got told no all the time. And so I started saying what Jack Canfield says: when someone says no, you say next. When someone says no, you say next. So he says, they're gonna try to tell you no. Shatter all your dreams. But you gotta get up and go. Think of better things. And I love that last part. Think of better things, that you have the ability to think whatever it is that you want to think. And he says they're gonna try to tell you no. A lot of people are going to try to tell you no, either because they failed and they're coming from a reality that's failed, or they're just inherently been programmed in a negative way, and that's fine. You've got to get up and go and think of better things. You have the ability to think what you want to think regardless of the situations around you. Like, all odds might be stacked up against you in whatever it is that you want to do, but you get to think what you want to think. And Mac Miller showed the perfect example of being a 15-year-old kid. How many 15-year-old kids become multi-millionaires living out their dreams of being an entertainer, reaching millions and millions of people, like every single song they put out? Not many. And he says that the key is you have to think of better things even when they tell you no. So comment down below, when someone says no, you say next. Number 3, he says, do you want it all if it's all mediocre? Do you want it all if it's all mediocre? And I was trying to think really deeply about what that meant to me. And I feel like what he's saying here is, do you want it all if it's all mediocre? Like, everything that he thought that he wanted, it turned out to be not what he thought it was gonna be. When he was a kid and he was like trying to build his career and all these types of things, like things that he thought that he would want seemed so appealing. right? And then he got there and they turned out to be mediocre. And so what that makes me think is, what of the things that we're working towards in our life are things that have been conditioned by other people, what society tells us. He says about having it all. And like the idea of having it all is like you're rich and you're famous and all those types of things, right? That, perhaps he was alluding to there. And what I invite you to consider, and what I consider when I listen to that part, is what of my biggest dreams and goals have I decided versus me trying to get something that society says that I need? Because if I try to pursue the things society says that I need, I'll go through this whole pursuit and then it'll end up being, as he says, mediocre. All right, last but not least, on a song, So What, he says, I've been laughed at, hated on, no one would even play my songs, wouldn't even listen to anything that my name was on. And that one is really good. I love that one, because to each its own. It's fine if people don't like you. Like, it's fine if people tell you that your dream's not possible. It's fine, so what? There's so many possibilities out there, and someone telling you no is in no way going to limit the ultimate destiny for your life. And that's what he's saying here. I've been laughed at, hated on. No one would play my songs. People were laughing at me. They were hating on me. I couldn't get my songs to play. And people wouldn't even listen if my name was on it. And I still created what I wanted to create, because it's not about them. They don't need to get it. You just need to feel it. That's something that I love saying. They don't need to get your dreams. Like, you listening to this, they don't need to get it. You just need to feel it. And if you feel that and you continuously pursue that, not worrying about getting accepted, not worried about getting accolades, not worrying about the outcomes of it, and you stay in the process of that, amazing things happen. And that's what happened to him. He was laughed at, he was hated on, and he stayed in the process of his dream, not worrying about the outcome. So you might be working on creating something, pursuing something. Don't worry about what other people think of it. Who cares what they think of it? Why do they even have the time to tell you what they think of your dreams and your ideas? They've got a life worth living too. Send them your love, send them your condolences, but recognize that you're the one that gets to create your own belief system. I always say, that's not part of my belief system. I'm not going to let that into my mind. And there is a higher destiny for your life that 1, 2, 10, 20 people telling you no won't stop. Mac Miller, 26 years old, rest in peace. Just wanted to do a shout out to you. And when I was a kid, I used to listen to your music, and it's a sad thing, when it's a sad thing, when we need help and we don't get the help, and I think I just wanted to share some of the lyrics to inspire somebody listening, and hopefully people continue to stumble upon your music for inspiration on their own journey, and we can all learn that, like, if we're having trouble, if we're having difficulty, to reach out to people. So didn't think I'd start crying, but if you're having trouble, if you're having issues, if you're depressed, if you have substance abuse problems, if you're feeling unsure about your life, reach out to someone who loves you. Reach out to someone, because there are people that care about you. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Share down below your favorite lyric or song of Mac Miller. And have a beautiful day.